Yo homes, welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial, and in this one I'll teach you how to clear out a messy wall and add something on your own on it. Basically a wall manipulation in Photoshop. So let's begin. We'll start by bringing in all the assets. In this case, there's a photo that needs to manipulate it with a wall we want to work on, and another photo of a wall, a blank wall. It may not be a single wall, but it should have a large area of wall so that we can use the texture from it. We'll start working on it by extracting out the texture of the wall from the photo you're using to get the texture from. Since we chose a photo that has a large blank wall as its area, we'll simply crop out the part we need using the rectangular marquee tool. The shortcut is M, and we'll place it in the wall we want to work on, the wall we want to remove the messes from. Now in general I always suggest to not change the aspect ratio of the assets, but in this case, since we're simply using the texture, we can change its aspect ratio in any way and it won't affect it. So once we have placed, let's go on to the next step. Now that we have placed the texture of the wall, let us make a copy of the wall of the original photo so that we can use the elements that's covering in front of the wall and make the manipulation more seamless. To do that, we'll simply copy the wall area using the polygon tool, the polygon lasso tool. The shortcut is L, and then copy and paste it in the same place. Copy with the shortcut command C in Mac and Control C in Windows, and paste it in the same place with the shortcut command Shift V in Mac and Control Shift V in Windows. Now we'll add now instead of removing everything, we'll use the masks, and for that we'll select area we want to mask it. For that too, we'll use the polygon lasso tool and select out the areas we want to keep. Now we will create a mask on the texture, the new texture of the wall, so that we can let the elements that is in front of the wall to be visible through the wall. That way the wall will look more in a part of the photo and not feel like it has been added afterwards. To do that, we'll once again use the lasso tool, the polygon lasso tool, to select the parts we want to keep in front of it and then mask the layer. We have reduced the opacity of the layer so that we can see the parts below it, and once the masking is done, we'll just bring up the opacity to 100% as a shortcut. With the masking and adjustments on the mask done, let us now fill the blank area with the right texture. So instead of creating a new texture as a whole, we'll simply use the color of the actual photograph by selecting out with the rectangular marquee tool, copying and pasting it, and erasing out the edges with the eraser tool to make it more seamless. Make up multiple copies of it till the area is seamlessly covered. Now, as you can see, we made a minor correction on the color simply by adjusting the opacity. This is the advantage of choosing a color texture which has a primary color of white. That way you can simply use the blending options such as multiply and all to color it up. Now let us move on to the next step, which is adding elements on our own. Now if you're doing this for a brand, it's important to make the overall feel, the color correction in tune with the rest of the branding. A shortcut I use for that is using the gradient tool, the gradient map tool. And in this case, the company I'm doing this for has a brand palette of purple and cyan, which has been done with me. So I am using a gradient map of that palette and adjusting it over the rest of the photo with a mix of other adjustment tools and opacity to make the photo be a part of rest of the brand without making it too hard. Now let us make some smart objects to add the elements. The advantage of using a smart object is you don't have to make the same adjustments again and again. Once you have created the smart object rightly, you can simply adjust and replace the content by replacing content inside the smart object, and everything else you have done on the smart object will be applied automatically. To create a smart object, we'll simply add a rectangle. The shortcut is U, and then we will make the fill of the rectangle blank. The advantage of doing that is it makes the smart object act like a PNG. If you turn a color filled rectangle into a smart object, it will act as a PNG. That is a bit limiting in terms of smart objects. So once the rectangle is turned and the fill is turned into blank, we will turn it into a smart object by right clicking the rectangular layer and selecting the option of converting it to a smart object. After that, we'll adjust the perspective of the smart object by selecting it and activating the transformation tool by Command plus T in Mac and Control plus T in Windows, and then adjust the edges by selecting the edges with the Control or Command pressed in. That once the perspective is done, we will add a mask on the smart object. A shortcut will be selecting the mask we created on the wall by selecting the mask with Control or Command pressed in, and then selecting the rectangle, the smart object, in this case the rectangle, and selecting the masks option from below the layer panel, and we'll be able to use the mask again without going through the hassle of creating the mask from scratch. That's a good. And now with the smart object ready, we will fill it up by double clicking the smart object and then doing what we want the content inside it. As for me, I prefer creating the contents in Illustrator because I feel like that has better control in terms of vector, and plus I prefer working on vectors for better control over raster. It depends on what you're working on, and so you can simply select copy the objects in Illustrator and paste it in Photoshop. That works beautifully. Thanks Adobe for this, I guess. And with the objects placed inside the smart object, to use the texture of the wall, we can simply convert the blending mode of the smart object layer into multiply. Now there's one catch to it. This will only work if the wall has a light color. That way you can use the shadows inside on the wall as multiply adds the color onto the object below it, the way ink works on paper. So that's a pretty easy tool to use textures. You might have to use other blending modes if the wall has a darker color. A shortcut for that is using a light color wall and cover the entire wall with a smart object and use the background in the smart object itself. That has more customization options and more control. Well, with that, the tutorial is over. So Holmes, this pretty much completes the tutorial. Let's go through the layers once to go through what we have done. And if you enjoyed the tutorial, do subscribe the channel for more. There are more already and more will be coming soon. And hit the bell notification so that you can get notified and don't miss new videos. I also make other videos on other topical videos. Other than that, you can follow me on other social media platforms, mainly Instagram, links in the description below. And if you're more interested into my graphic design works, I do have a Behance profile, also link in the description below. And you can use my stock elements such as stock photos, vectors and clips from my 2020 and Shutterstock accounts, also links in the description below. Hope to see you soon in the next video. Till then, keep creating to stay above the crowd, crush your competition, and see you again. Matane.